What is up, DC fans, and welcome back to my channel. This is the first video in my brand new series where I am going to attempt to review every single episode of Titans, the brand new series that just dropped the DC Universe platform. It's a really cool platform. You can do a lot of things on there. And usually when I review movies or television series as a whole, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you my score. Well, today we're going to switch things up. We're going to do things a little differently. So if you're watching this video, you most likely have seen the first episode of Titans. And because of that, I'm going to include spoilers in this review. I usually don't do that, but to talk about a specific episode, you almost have to talk about elements of the plot. If you haven't seen the episode, really, there's not too much to spoil because you kind of expect what is going to happen going into the episode. But if you haven't watched it and you don't want to watch this review, I completely understand that. Thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by. We're just going to talk. That's what we're here today for. We're going to talk about Titans. I want you guys to leave some comments. What did you think about the episode? When I get to specific plot points, tell me what you thought about those, what they can maybe improve on in the future, and what they got right in episode 1, because there were things I think that they got right. There are definitely things that I had issues with, but that's the beauty of a television series. You can always improve from the pilot. So we start at the beginning of the episode, and we get the backstory of Robin kind of fleshed out through this flashback that Raven is having. So she's having these visions. She is seeing the Graysons and what happens. If you guys have seen anything to do with Batman, really, you know what's going to happen, and boom, they die. Robin goes with Batman, and they become partners and go off into the sunset and fight crime together, right? No, Robin's, I guess he's pissed off at Batman or something because the guy literally is doing his own thing now, right? He is Robin, he is fighting crime. You see it in the alley, and we'll get to that scene a little bit later, but they're looking for Batman. They're like, nah, it's just the Bird Boy. Nobody's used to having just Robin there, right? It's usually Batman and Robin, but now Robin, he's kind of doing his own thing, and we do get the little Batman tease, the cameo. It's just a voice, it's just a hand, but it's still him. One issue I had with the episode as a whole, something I kind of anticipated going in, is the dialogue. And yes, I'm a film critic, so I'm going to talk about the dialogue. But yeah, it wasn't really that strong throughout the episode. I feel like it's going to get stronger as the season progresses, but it wasn't the best. That scene in the office when they're talking about, I guess he got gassed by the Joker, who knows? Oh, it's just a really on-the-nose line of dialogue about the Joker. It was, just wasn't the best writing in the world, and that continues to happen throughout the episode. There were a few one-liners I kind of chuckled. I don't think I was supposed to, but I did. And like, if you're a fan of these characters, you're not going to care about the writing, Austin. How did this episode make you feel? Well, we'll get into that a little bit later, but I did have more fun than I anticipated watching it just from the trailers alone, because I wasn't a big fan of the trailers. I didn't like the marketing material. I thought this show looked kind of cheesy, but you know what? Sometimes episodes can come out and surprise you. It didn't really feel riveting. I was still like, oh, this is, it's better than I thought it was going to be. Then you get the whole story with Raven. I actually think that's the most interesting part of the episode. I think this girl is a strong actress as Raven. I liked her. There were some moments where I'm like, okay, that might be a little bit cheesy. The moment when her mother dies, that scream that she lets out, I didn't completely buy that. But I think her side story here is the strongest of the three that we got in this episode. And I like how it was interweaving through other plot points, and I really enjoyed the girl that played Raven. Then we get to Robin's fight scene in the alley that I talked about earlier, and my goodness, this choreography was actually really well done. I like this. I like the grittiness, the darkness. I liked the feel to it. And then the line where he's like, if Batman, I knew he was going to say it, he said it in the trailer, and it actually didn't feel as awkward as it did in the trailer. And the trailer just kind of came off as, oh, they're trying way too hard. In the show, it worked. I kind of anticipated it working, but you know, it was okay. One thing that killed me about Robin is, first off, I don't know if I'm 100% on board with this Robin. We have more episodes in this season to get connected to him, but so far, I'm not really connected to him. I don't think it's the actor, because I think the actor's really good. He's done things before. I've really liked his work. I just think it's the character and the writing so far. I'm not connected, but I still have plenty of time to get there. Let's go back to the issue that I have. So the guys are standing around the office, they're talking, they're like, oh, Robin's here. Why is Robin here? Why is he not in Gotham? And then standing right behind them is a guy that's about the same age as Robin, right? He looks just like Robin. He's a white guy. He's younger, and he just moved here. Nobody thought to think that this guy who just showed up around the same time that Robin showed up to the city, there could be a connection there. I know it's the whole Clark Kent wears glasses and nobody knows that he's Superman thing. DC, they've done that that before. I get it. That's a stupid nitpick, Austin. What are you doing? I just sat there and laughed because I'm like, I probably wouldn't know who he was either. I like the actors that play Starfire. I don't know if I was necessarily on board with her story at first. It took me a little bit to get invested, but I like her. I like her powers. I like how she is super powerful and she can't control it yet. None of these people really know how to control their powers, just like Robin doesn't really know how to control his anger. But when they all come together, y'all know it's gonna mesh really well. But I liked her. Once again, her story was not up to par. I don't think it's where it needed to be. Every story in this episode, it was kind of like lacking for me. Maybe the writing of the episode wasn't the strongest, but the characters and the actors that portray the characters, I like them more than I thought I would. I think I'm on board with Titans as a whole. We have yet to really get into Beast Boy, and of course we get that little tease at the end setting up for the next episode that I think he's going to be a focus of, if not the focus of. And I don't think the CGI is the strongest, but they are going to get there. Like I said, guys, I think Titans, it didn't get off to the strongest start ever, but it got off to a start that I think can get us into this series. I love these characters. I was a huge fan of the Teen Titans animated series. I love Young Justice. I cannot wait for that series to come to the DC online streaming platform available now. Austin, are you sponsored by the No, I'm not. I think it's a cool thing to have, and if you guys want to go and get it, or Netflix or Amazon Prime, I am not sponsored by any of these guys. I just think it's really cool that we can use these streaming platforms and get content on a daily basis or a weekly basis. I think Titans is a really cool series that has a lot of potential. This first episode, it's the pilot though, guys. You have to understand that. It's hard for pilots to get off to a really strong start. There are pilots of series that I love, but the pilot was really weak. But the good thing about Titans is I feel like this series could get better and I could get invested in these characters, and that is all that matters. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Austin, are you gonna rate the episode? You gonna give it a rating like you do your movies? I think I'm going to hold out until the end of the season because it's really hard to give one episode a rating without seeing the rest of the content. It's like giving one scene in a movie a rating, and that's the best comparison I can come up with, so I'm not doing it. I refuse. Seriously, guys, come back next Friday for episode 2. We'll have another discussion. Be sure to leave some comments. I might do like a little comment spotlight thing, selecting my favorite comment from this episode or this react. We'll just see how it goes. We'll monitor. We'll see how you guys like it, my subscribers. I want to do things that you like. I don't want to push out content that doesn't really matter to you guys. It's all about you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for everything that you do, giving me the thumbs up. The more thumbs up, the more episode reactions we will do. You guys are the absolute best. I'm hoping to watch The Haunted on the Hill House or House Hill and do that series review next. I will catch you guys later.